All righty, let's try that again. Hello, everybody. Recorder is running. Want to welcome everybody here. Hey, Mitchell, Gary, Lorraine, hi. How is everybody? Hello, SF, Alex, Bart, how you doing? Thank you all for being here. Absolutely appreciate it. Good evening, Thomas. Hey, I'll post it again in here for anyone that's not a member of Hit and Run Candlesticks. If you'd like to grab that link, I posted it in, just a few folks up there. That link will get you your 2-day free pass here, well, not here, but in the Hit and Run Candlesticks trading room. Okay, so tomorrow and Thursday. Then I plan to be off Friday. Okay, how's everybody doing? For those that don't know, this is Rick, founder of Hit and Run Candlesticks, and I run the Hit and Run Candlesticks trading room. Today's date is February 11th, 2025. So welcome, everybody. All right, I thought I would start off. I have a PowerPoint to go over. It's a way to keep me on track, and I'm going to try really hard tonight to keep this, say, under an hour and 10 minutes. We'll see how that goes, but that's my goal here, okay? So I thought I would start off with a little bit on the market, the state of the market, and kind of the way I see it here. Let me share something. And this probably should have been put in the PowerPoint. Maybe I'll remember to cover it. I strictly follow the charts. I don't follow news. I don't follow politics. I don't pay too much attention to that. Now, there is times when you have to, you have to watch the news a little bit. You have to hear what's going on. If there's something big happening, you might want to pay attention to that. I mean, for instance, tomorrow we've got Mr. Powell. We've got some numbers coming out. Thursday and Friday, and things like that, just CPI number, jobs numbers, things like that. I mean, you do have to kind of pay attention to it, but it's just to know that it's the way I look at it. It's just I just want to know it's coming in case I need to take any profits off the table, mostly because I don't want to get caught where I have profits and then because of some silly report I don't have profits anymore, so I would rather just take those. So I mean, you've got to listen to some of that, but don't. When it comes to trading, I check my opinions at the door. I check my beliefs at the door. I don't bring it to my desk. So I'm looking at the chart here, and just purely looking at the chart, all I see really is bullishness. That's all I see. I see, some speed bumps up here. There's no doubt about it. We could draw this line down there, and yes, we have to get across it to go higher. Yes, we do. We've probably got a breakout of about here, about that 610 area to make it up here to 620. We probably have to do that, yes. But okay, so there's a little bit of, oh humbug. There's a little bit of Eeyore. I'm generally speaking, I'm not an Eeyore in trading. I'm a little bit more, gung ho, I guess. But if I just sit here and draw a line like that right there, well, now we're in a wedge. If I come in here and draw, which is a bullish wedge. If I come in here and I draw a line just using the trend indicator, and if I go from the first green dot to the last green, let me make that a little bit bigger. Let's make it big and fat. Go to the first green dot to the last green dot right here. Well, we have a trend, don't we? If we take a look at the candlesticks, then what do we have? We've got a rally up. We ran into that downtrend line here, connecting from the first high to the second high and down. We put in a bearish engulf, which, that could have been the start of something really hardcore to the downside, but it wasn't. It held up, at least for the past 2 days, right? So we have a doji here. We have a bullish engulf now. I'm not sure I see the bearishness or the Eeyore attitude in the market. Now, don't get me wrong. There can be something happen tomorrow. There can be something happen Thursday or Friday that could cause this market to simply, let's see, there we go, cause this market to simply just, roll over like that. It truly could. On the other hand, I could get in my car tonight and go get a gallon of milk and get in an accident. I mean, we just can't predict anything bad. We can't predict anything good either. Just follow the chart. I worked, I think, kind of hard to create a very simple way to trade. Something I'm going to look at, you guys have all seen this. When price is above the T-line and T-line's above the trend indicator and we're trending up there, that's bullish. That is bullish every which way from Sunday. Now, this over here, I can absolutely make a bearish argument. See how the dots are red? I can absolutely make a bearish argument, but I can't make a bearish argument right here. So what I'm looking for is we're going to need to see that breakout, and then we're going to need to challenge that 610, and then we can maybe move higher. Until that fails, I'm going to go with what I see here and just simply trade those charts. Now, when we're trapped in an area like this, that is hard to trade. It really is, because what that is chop. That's a lot of loud noises that with no commitment. It's a lot of mumbo jumbo in the market is what it is. So it is difficult to trade into this area right here. I know today I bought MDLZ and SCHW today. And I know it's easy for me to sit back and say, well, what we should really do, well, here we go, green. What we should really do is wait for a breakout, and then, and that breakout, we could even go for that. Let's just wait for the breakout if you're bullish, or wait for the breakout if you're bound and determined to be bearish. And hey, it could happen, okay? So, but it's easy to say that, but in reality, we want to get out here and trade. Now, I think I put the brakes on a little bit today. Those that were in the room today, you saw that, kind of slow, not really gung-ho too much. So sometimes, you just have to know when to trade and when not to trade. We can talk about that a little bit later. So anyway, I'm already going too far here. So right now on the SPY, at the moment, I still see bullishness. I don't see bearishness. If we look at the Qs, I see bullishness there. And the reason I see that is simply because of this area right through there. I mean, if you look at it, we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. We're just getting tighter and tighter. Look where price is, the T-line is, and the trend indicator is. If we take a look at the weekly chart here, the weekly is trying to set up for a breakout. I forgot to look at the SPY, excuse me. Look at that. Here we have a big pop up, right? And here's our pullback. We look for charts. This is our main view, or this is our main setup on a chart. Low to high, to a higher low, and then to a higher high. Now, we have not made that higher high yet. We're working on it, but we've got a nice gap here so far leading into it, right? Let's go look at the diamonds. While I'm on the weekly chart, look at the diamonds. Isn't that exactly what we look for to trade? Low to a higher low, and then we're looking for this to come up and make that higher high. And we all buy in this area, and we all buy on the breakout right in here. Here's the daily chart. There's a daily chart. You can see that up, and then you see us pull back here. And now we're working on a bullish engulf. Yes, we need to clear that downtrend. Absolutely we do. But if we're going to look at something negative, let's look at something positive, which maybe the positive thing should have been right here. There's our trend right there. That just connected the wedge together. Okay, so I think we're doing pretty good there. We looked at the SPY, we looked at the Qs, we looked at the diamonds. Okay, so IWM. You know, if you go back in history here, man, in the rallies that we've had in the past year and a half and the move up in the market, hasn't there been times, weeks, where the IWM has just been horrible? Sorry, I just noticed something here. Let me put my watermark back up. There we go. Hasn't IWM just been, honestly, it's been crappy. Now, I happen to think IWM is still bullish. Look at the weekly chart. The daily chart just points out to choppiness is what it's doing. But overall, we're still bullish. And then weekly IWM. If you want to look at the monthly, look at that monthly there. Isn't that still bullish? If you follow a trend. Now, I'll talk about this right here, and then I can kind of go lightly over it on the PowerPoint. I use moving averages, okay? You don't see me draw too many lines like this. I mean, I do, but I don't get carried away on a chart. All my lines are right there on the chart. The T line, the trend indicator, which is, I'm going to say the 17 EMA, but I am currently using the 21 EMA because a couple other people are using it, and I'm working with them. They swear it's better, and I'm just doing some testing, okay? But this is the 21 EMA if your charts don't match up. The 50 period moving average is the blue line. The dotted deuce is the red line here, and anybody later on in the evening, you need help with that, I'll help you set it up. And this is the 200 period moving average. Same with the dots. If you use TC2000, I can help you. Any other program, all I can do is tell you what it is, and then you have to figure it out on the program. All programs, I better back that one up. All programs may not be able to make the red and green dots, all right? This brown line here, that's a linear regression line, and that's the linear regression of the 25 EMA, and I'm using 14 days, okay? So I'm not using linear regression of price, I'm using linear regression of a moving average. Why? Because I use moving averages as my trend lines. It's really simple. You don't need to know how to draw a trend from one point to another point. I don't think you need to have that on your chart. Everything is right there. I mean, moving averages, they are trend lines. They are. They're just not static. They're moving, okay? So, with that said, let me grab this PowerPoint. I need to stay on track. Otherwise, tonight could get a little too long. There we go. So we're going to talk about the road to wealth. We're going to talk about my road to wealth account. I'm very open about it. I'm going to share. I share everything. Heck, in the trading room, I've probably shared the account number more times than I should have. So. And you know, I think this is a good picture right here, and I think it's good because it is very true. The road to wealth is a windy road, and when you're trading, it is windy because there are times, and I think everybody has losing trades, and I think there's times when your account is certainly, let's make that a little bigger. I think your account is doing pretty good, and then I think there's times where you have days, maybe even a week or two, or weeks, maybe even a month, where it doesn't matter what you do, you couldn't find a big red barn in a great big field. It just, sometimes it is like that. And then you figure out what's going on, and then you get your account back to going again. And then you're going to have those days or even weeks, maybe even a month. We hope it's not a month, okay? We don't really want to do that. Don't let it ever get that long, actually. And then you get yourself back up, and there you go. So the road to trading wealth is a windy one. It really is. That disclaimer, okay? You guys can read it in the recording. So I want to go over the next few slides are going to be the setups I like to use. This is a gap and trap, pretty simple, I think it's pretty easy to explain. You know, you've got a chart that gaps and then it pulls back to the 3/8 trap. In a little, we can, if somebody doesn't know what the 3/8 trap is, I can certainly bring up a chart and I can show you that with the actual 3 EMA on there. I never use that on my charts because it just makes the chart look ratty, is what it does. The chart looks pathetic with the 3 EMA on there running around, going up and down, and it's like a rabbit always chasing or running from something. I guess rabbits don't chase. So simple up, simple pullback to a 3/8 trap, and then I look for a buy signal. Maybe I will even require that buy signal, but I might require the next signal to actually come in and break out over that high. So there's a very typical chart pattern that I might use. Rounded bottom breakout. Rounded bottom breakout, one of my favorite chart patterns. And that's pretty simple. I'm going to do this right here. Yeah. So this is where it's an official rounded bottom breakout. When you get price and the T line, and when the rounded bottom breakout was first designed, this was the 20 simple moving average. Since then, I've gone to a couple different moving averages, one being this one right here. And I want this over the 50 period moving average, which the 50 is the 200 here. And then we're going to look for the simple pullback, PBO, pullback opportunity. You know, what is it you look for to enter? So if you don't know what you're looking for to enter, to make an entry in a trade, this is where, don't be bashful to ask. Not that my way is the right way, but at least we could have a conversation about it, and maybe from there you could figure out what you like. As an example, there are some people that would no more enter that chart right there than a man in the moon, and that's okay. There are some people that will only enter on a pullback. That's okay. When we look at this chart, we are all striving for the target, which is the 200 period moving average on the rounded bottom breakout. That's what we are all striving for. So I don't know where you're going to buy it. I mean, everyone is different, okay? So there is no super magical, this is the entry. There's just not. And there we go. Okay, sorry, my scroll wasn't scrolling. I just realized that. So I hope that makes sense. We can talk about this a little bit more. I just want to go over, my favorite chart patterns here. Let's go to the next one. Trending PBO. Look, this, I don't know. I just called it that. I mean, I could have called it a trending 3/8 trap, a trending pullback. All it is in a nutshell, and it's the important thing is don't overthink a chart. The simple thing is look for a trend, watch for the rest, and then watch for the buyers. So here we have a trend right here. Now, let me do this too. The bigger trend, let me make that red. The bigger trend is right there. That's beautiful. Now, in that bigger trend, you are always going to have these little trends up and then a pullback. You're always going to have those. So now we're looking for that buy on this. And where is the buy? The buy is from this high all the way down. There's no super secret buy. If you'll ever notice, if you ever look at a chart with a very open mind, okay, that is the buy clearly, right? I mean, there's the only way for that candle to be white. In my case, I use white versus green and black versus red. The only way is for buyers. So if we have follow through, is that a buy? Well, evidently somebody's buying it. And is that a buy? Evidently. So when you think about it, sometimes we get really, we get down on ourselves and we miss good trades and we make things of something that is not there. When what we're doing is you're looking for price to go up here anyway. If this is your trade, honestly, let me do this. If this is your trade from this candle to this candle, you will be one of the most very few people in the market to ever make it. You might. It will take you 1,000 years to make money because from here to here is just not enough. It just is not enough because you're going to have losses and the losses will eat that up something fierce. So you've got to be looking up here. So when we see something like this, well, is that a buy? Well, sure it is. What if we break out? Is that a buy? Sure it is. Now here's what happens. You know, we read something in a book. Oh, this has been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. We can't buy that. Look, I'm the first one to say I don't particularly want to buy that up there. Okay? I'm the first one to say that. But if you buy that up there on that breakout, your stop is not going to be down here. And if it is, we need to chat. Your stop is going to be something, I don't know, we're just no chart. We're not on a live chart, so it's hard to find where a real stop would be. Your stop is going to be right here. And what do you expect a chart to do? Pull back. I mean, you can't expect it to keep going up. Pulls back, then moves up. Either way, everybody looking in this area, we're all looking for a higher number up here. Okay? So trending, and I also wanted to do this. So trending pullback opportunity, right? What's this? Trending pullback opportunity. There's your money right there. What do we have here? Let's make that one red. So we have this pop up. What if you bought this on this doji here or just above that candle? I tend to use the body, but if you want to use the wick, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're in it, you get in. That should have never taken you out. You would have come back up. That might have taken you out, but the fact is we didn't close below the T-line. So if you could hold that, if the market is holding, everything's working, look where you are, and this is where you started. Man, that's quite the move right there. Okay. Pinball setup. You don't hear me talk about this too much. I don't trade it that much anymore. I tend to look for trending charts, but I do, from time to time get bottoming charts. And this was my answer to trying to pick the very, very bottom because that didn't work out too well. So over the T-line and to the 34 EMA is what we're looking for. And so the trade is only from there to there. That's it. Now, that doesn't mean when it gets up here, you have to close it. Follow price action. Watch what the candlestick is doing. And in this, we want at least 10%, or it's just not worth your time and money and effort. But you want that 10%. Like I say, I don't trade this quite as much as I trade, say, a rounded bottom breakout or a trending chart. But it is still a very viable trade and works out very well. And like I say, that's your trade. You want to never lose sight that this chart is in a downtrend. And I really don't care how bullish it is from here to here, it's still in a downtrend. Okay, that could be one great big gap, that's still in a downtrend. You haven't had follow through, you haven't taken out the trend, that downtrend yet. So this is just simply a relief rally. But it can be a very productive relief rally. A black line, yes, the black line is the 8 EMA. The orange line is the 34 EMA. The blue line is the 50 simple. The dotted red is the dotted deuce. The red line is the 200 period moving average. The brown line is my linear regression of the 25 EMA. And the red dots on this chart is going to be the 21 EMA. Okay, I said 21, I meant 25 for that linear regression. Downtrend reversal, this is something I've been working with lately, and I got to tell you, I love it. And the way this got started was I'm all the time looking for charts that flip from red to green. I think that's one of the keys to trading. I really do. And it doesn't matter if the chart, and this is, I've got another scan, I don't think I have it up here, where we've been, say, trending up, doing really well. And then there's a short move to the downside like this, and it'll be the red dots. And then maybe the, say the 50 period moving average is laying in here. And then the green starts to pick up again. I think there's a massive productive trade right there. And I'm working on this all the time. And this is, I don't know, this is one of the ones where I'm working on it. And this one's coming along just fine, the downtrend reversal, which leads into a rounded bottom breakout many times. So I'm really liking that. And it's the cool thing about the scanner is the scanner is, and this is for me. Everybody here knows I use the scanner, and I think everybody else should use it. But hey, if you don't, you don't. We're all trying to climb a mountain, or we're all trying to get around a mountain. So I'm all the time trying to get around this mountain, and I've tried to get around it so many ways. I've tried boring through it. I've tried going around this side of it. I've tried going around that side. I've tried climbing up the top. This is kind of a new way that I'm trying to get around the mountain, and it's just using the red, green, and the reversal. And I can talk about that a little bit more, later, not tonight, but it's just simply looking for that reversal. And the really cool thing is if you go look at charts, and if you have the trend indicator on there one way or another, you will find that it is a very cool mechanism for getting into positions that are making their move, both long and short. Okay, long and short. It's just a different way I'm looking at going around the mountain. Okay. Hey, that link that Ed just posted out there for non-members that's here, that is the 2-day pass link. So please grab a hold of it, get it downloaded. You've got to sign in and everything, just to get that done before the night, before tomorrow. And then, tomorrow, what is tomorrow? A Wednesday, and then Thursday, your 2-day pass in the trading room, okay? Let's see, bingo, your dotted deuce, is that, you know what, let's, if we could wait till I bring up my live charts, I promise that'll be the first thing I do. Somebody slap me if I don't remember it, okay? And I'll cover exactly what that is. All right, but let me finish this PowerPoint. Blue ice failure. This is one of my. favorite short patterns. And the blue ice failure, let's see here, there we go. The blue ice failure here is right here, and it's right here. So see how evidently we've been up, right? And now we're coming down. And that certainly is shortable. I don't short that often. But see how we hit that 50-period moving average? That's setting up for a blue ice failure. We rally up and then pow, there's our blue ice failure right there. And then over here, we put in this little bottom. We rally up to that 50. That would have been a great place to put that short on and then a stop if it came back over that high. And what a nice move down. And right now, I still see this moving down until it's not. Okay? Until it's not. It's that simple. Do you know that when we put a trade on, you can put a trade on and you can use all the indicators you want. You can use all your wits and your thought and your magic and any kind of hocus pocus you want to do, okay? I do my own, believe me. But do you know once you put that trade on, you no longer have control? I mean, you have control for a stop. You have control where you take profits, things like that. But you don't have control. So when I say this is a downtrend until it's not, I mean that with all my heart. You can't guarantee that it's going to go down to the 200. You can't even guarantee it's going to make a lower low. You just can't do it. It's impossible. It could turn around and just start rallying up like nobody's business. So once you put your trade on, the only thing you can control, the only thing is your stop or where you take profits. That's it. Think about that. When you go to bed tonight, think about that just a little bit. Jim, majority of time I use the 17. Right now, this is the 21. It does not make a hill of difference or a bag of beans or whatever you want to call it on what moving average you use, okay? What makes the difference is the consistency that you use it. If you were to say, Rick, tomorrow I want you to use, now I would ask you to keep me in the same area that I trade, okay? So if you were to say, even the 15, if you were to say, Rick, I want you to use the 15 as the trend indicator, I could use it and I would do just fine. I would adjust a few of my live trading alert signals and I could go on just fine. It's the consistency that you use it, okay? It could be the 10 simple for that matter if you want to use that, all righty? But right now, the charts you're looking at right here, that's the 21 EMA. Yeah, okay? So let's see here. There we go. The bearish 3-8 trap. Here's the 3 EMA, and mine is set on the lows. I can show you what that looks like when we start looking at the charts, okay? And that should be in about 10, 15 minutes. So you can see that we're in a downtrend. This is where I like to short. I like to short when we're in a downtrend. Now, maybe not this far in a downtrend, but I'm good with that. I would like it to turn red and then, find that entry. In this particular case, it just gapped down. That could have been bought right through there. That could have been bought right through there for a short. This can be bought for that short. That's a 3-8 trap to the downside right there. Here's a breakout. Whoops, here's a breakout. Actually, I've never really had a good scan on this. And then about a week and a half ago, I asked Ed if without any of my input, I didn't want him to use my input because I wanted a new way of thinking. And and you can ask him, he's right there. I said, Ed, could you build me a breakout the way you see it? And he did, and I love it. It's perfect. So from the scanner, a stock, there's a breakout right there. Right there. Boom. This would have been a breakout over, well, maybe even, whoop, that's not good. Maybe even, I don't know, I didn't. I mean, we can look at this when the chart is up, I guess. Now, that wouldn't have been a breakout right there of that candle. It would have been a breakout of this candle, and this is the breakout of all of them. So I love this scan, the breakout. I've been watching it the last several days, and it's really, really turning into a nice scan. Another thing that I use is what we call the calculator. This is something everybody should use. It's absolutely 100% free. You don't even have to, you don't download it. You can just keep a link, click on that link, it takes you to the website, and this is on the website. It's really, really simple to use. You put what your account size is right here. I can't do it because this is a PowerPoint. Put your account size in there. This tells you what you should profit on average a day, on average a week, on average a month, and that doubles your money. Look, this started out as a calculator to double your money. You don't have to do that. You know, Rickster, one of our members, I think came up with a very, very clever idea, is if you have a $5,000 account, don't stretch it out so much. Make it just put 3,000 in here and use those numbers. The idea is to grow your account. It's nice to double it, but the idea is to grow your account, okay? This here you can use as positioning sizing. So if you want to spend $500 on a position, that's what this, it takes into account your account size. This is 10%. You can put in 2% if you want, 1%. You can put 80% if you want. And this gives you your dollar amount. And if a single trade moves up 7.6%, you're breaking even, bubbling on, making some money. 2 trades, all you've got to do is almost 2.4%. And 3 trades, all you have to do is 1.6% on that. So I would urge everybody to take a look at this. I trade with this all the time. Whoops. Oh, we're good there. So I want to sum up the way I trade. I trade very short term. I say very short term. I would say overnight. I have some trades that last 20 days, but by and large, I'm in a trade overnight to maybe the next day or the next day or maybe the next day. I'm a very short-term swing trader. I don't like it when I'm in a chart and it gives up half my money. I don't care if 2 weeks from now it goes up 1,000%, because that's going to happen very few times. So I tend to take my profits relatively quick. I follow candlesticks, which is nothing more than price action. Price action is candlesticks. I would urge everyone to understand about 15, maybe 18 candlesticks very, very well. Be one with those. You don't need to know every candlestick pattern or every name for everything. You just don't need to know that. All you need to know is 15, 17, 18 candlestick candle signals, patterns, but know them well. Moving averages. I use moving averages like you wouldn't believe. Now, it's not that I use a lot of them. I don't. I use very, very few. But I use them on every chart that I'm looking at. I only trade charts that are within my moving averages, because those are launch pads. Those are target areas, support, their resistance. You'd be amazed how they work. I trade long and short. I trade stocks, not very many. I do trade simple directional options, which is about, I'm going to say, 99% of my trading. Timing and patience. I grade myself a lot of times on this. Timing and patience. I grade myself on that. And if I'm not getting a B plus or A, I'm disappointed. I work very hard on timing and patience. Very, very, very hard on that. You know, charting is really, really simple. It's very mechanical. It is the way I do it. The chart patterns I look for are very, very mechanical and simple. The hard part is what's between your ears. And for me, it's timing and patience. And if I can control my timing and patience, then I think I'm doing pretty well. So I grade myself on this a lot, a bunch, okay? Bingo, reward is 10%. I didn't catch the risk. You got to remember that this is just in there. You can adjust that number to anything you want. Okay? So if your reward is 10%, we haven't talked about risk. I just showed you you could put your risk in there and it tells you how much money you can spend. And I can't change this right now because this is a PowerPoint. I can do that, you know, once we're finished with the PowerPoint, I can do that and show you and even give you the link for it. I can do that, okay? Something else I use a great deal of is T2123. You guys have heard me talk about that awful lot. T2123, it's I guess a scan, a chart, whatever you want to call it. In TC2000, I use that for my charting. This is one of the indicators, I guess. It's the cumulative 4-week low-high ratio. And all I use is the 60-minute. I use the that doesn't work out very well, does it? There we go. I use the hourly and I use the 15-minute. And what I'm looking for, if for bullishness, what I've done here, this is the daily. I don't use the daily, but what I did here is it's a way for me to show you what I'm looking for, okay? So see how we're in a downtrend? I don't want to be long. And this is what I follow over here, the lower 15-minute and 60-minute, mostly the 60-minute. If the 60-minute dots turn red, price underneath it, I don't want to be long. I want to be looking for shorts. As it turns, that's what I want. See how we're green right here? That's what I want to be long. I have found this indicator to be a lifesaver. This indicator is a cat with a billion lives. It really keeps you out of hot water. It really, really, really does. Okay? So, I know some people don't have TC2000. I get it. You're committed to another charting program. I get that. In our room, if anybody ever wants to see this, I can bring it up instantly. It's really click of a button so you can see it. I have it on another monitor all the time so I can see it at, just a glance. But I truly, wholeheartedly believe in it. The trend indicator, this whole idea of the red-green, I think is an amazing find that we have found. And the white line is the T line. This is the 17, by the way. I just took this from another PowerPoint. This is the 17. Again, it doesn't matter what moving average this is, and it doesn't matter what moving average the white line is. In this chart, this is the T line or the 8 EMA, and that's just the 17 exponential moving average. That's all it is. I didn't make a new chart with the 21. It would look, you wouldn't know the difference. If I showed you this one and then showed you the other one, you wouldn't know the difference. There's no price on there. It's just this right here. And this is one of the greatest charts there are because it shows you the trend. You can see where the buy areas are. You see where we dip down? That's a buy area. You see that? Buy area, 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 buy area. Could be a buy area. Could be. We need to see that white line. I guess I do have white, don't I? No, I think I do. White WW. Where's my W? There it is. We need to see that white line up. And the only way it'll be up is if price moves up. Okay? I think this is truly one of my favorite charts to look at. It gives me, it keeps me calm. Is the market bullish or bearish? Is this stock bullish or bearish? Keeps me very calm. It answers all my questions. And we can look at that here in a minute, like on the market or whatever chart you want to look at. Okay. I want to talk about the scanner here. Look, I know the scanner is not for everybody. These are a handful of my favorite scans right here. And I'm going to say this very bluntly. If you are serious about trading, you need serious tools. That's simple. And this is one of those serious tools. You think you don't want to pay for it every month? Well, if it can make you money, business, trading is a business. And I don't care if you're an online business. I don't care if you are a brick and mortar. I don't care if you're an ice cream shop. I don't care if you sell Coach purses. It doesn't matter. You're a business. You spend money on your business. And you do that so you can make money. It's that simple. And this is one of those tools. I think if you're serious, you need to have this. Thank you, Malcolm. Appreciate that. Putting that link out there. Okay, where am I? I got to be getting close here. Oh, let's talk about options. I trade simple directional options. 40 days plus is what I look for. Open interest 500 or more. Delta, generally I stay around 70 in the money, and I have been known to stray. Okay? I have been known to stray. So, generally, again, around 70, that'll be in the money, but I've been known to stray. All right? There we go. I want to thank everybody for watching this, being here for this. And now we have, if you have some questions on any of the charts, setting up anything, this would be the best time for that. I do want to go here. I'm going to click on this. Whoops. Well, I can do that. I can just copy that. Sorry, I've got to, because of the way things open up in Google. There we go. So let's take a look at that calculator. So say you have $12,000. Whoops, took out too many. There you go. Say you have $12,000 and your goal is to double it. Then you want to, your goal is to average, not factually make $57 a day. That's not what this is about. It's about averaging $57 a day. I guess if you're a day trader, I guess you could do that. Averaging $285 a week or $1,150 a month, and that will double your money. Well, let's say you have $12,000, but you want to base those numbers on a $6,000, say a $6,000 count. Well, it lowers these numbers here. It lowers those numbers. That might make it easier for you to accomplish. Okay, right there. So just lowering those numbers, and so you have $12,000. So you're doing this. You're doing the math with 6. Well, that'll put $12,000 in your pocket if you were able to follow this. All right. Now, as far as your position size, look, You know, I've doubled my account multiple times. I've doubled small accounts. I've doubled $100,000 accounts. My bigger account right now is somewhere around, I don't know, 280, and it was 300, 200. I'm working on doubling that in the background. I don't talk about that too much. It's more about the small account I talk about. So 10%, that's insane for somebody that's new or struggling in trading. I have no problem doing that. I have no problem doing more if I want to. But somebody that's struggling, somebody that's brand new to trading, are you kidding? Get around that 2% mark. Get around that 2% mark. That means you can put on a $6,000 account, you can put $120 in a position. And I know one of the first things that you're going to say, and all gamblers say this, well, I'll never make any money. I'm not going to make any money at that rate. You're right, you're not. Your job when you're a struggling trader or when you're new, your job is not to make money. Your job is to become a better trader, because we're squat where you are. Sorry to be cold and bold about that. But if you're struggling, you're not cutting it. And if you're new, I guarantee you're not going to cut it. So your job is to be a better trader. So stick with that 2%. As you get to be a better trader, edge it up a little bit. Throw a tiny bit more risk in there. All right. So anyway, this is a great link. Hold that link, keep it, park it somewhere, use the calculator. I truly urge for you to do that. I think it's just one of those cool things. All right. Let's see, Steve. What trading platform do you use? Thank you for asking that question. I have recently switched from Tradier to Thinkorswim for my small account. I still have a couple of accounts over Tradier, and I have no intention on changing those, none whatsoever. This is for the small account. I had my reasons for doing it. No reason to go into that today. Certainly not on the recorder. So this is a good time to talk about. This is the Road to a Wealth account that you guys hear me talk about. This is the account that I aim to double, and I absolutely aim to do that. Through the holiday, before the holiday came, I was up really, really good in that account. Started with $3,000, and man, I was rocking. I was, I don't know, I could go back and look. I forget now. Let's see. No, don't make that. Let's make it yellow. 3,045. Yeah, I think I was tagging $4,700, and just opened the account maybe a couple of months. So I was on my way to double the account. And then what happened? The holiday came. There were some things through the holiday. I'm not going to get into that right here. If you want to get it in the trading room, be not ashamed of it. We can talk about it. I had a couple rough trades. Knocked it down. Okay, knocked it down. Yes, I used Tasty Trade. Yeah. Did I say something else? Yeah, I used Tasty Trade for the small account. Anyway, I knocked it down. Well, and then came along is when I closed the Tradier account, because this was all in the Tradier account. When I closed that, then I opened up. I had to open up I actually just moved the money from the Tradier account just today back into my checking account. And then I've had this open for a couple of weeks now, so I had to open it up with money out of my checking account. And I opened this with $4,000. Okay, I opened it with $4,000. So I'm kind of changing from $3,000 to $4,000 on the Road to Wealth account, but nothing horrible. Just up another $1,000. So in the last 2 weeks, you can see right there what I'm up: $1,225.55 with fees, $1,169, almost $1,170 with fees in there. You can see the positions I am currently in right here. And I during the day, if you're in the trading room, I don't mind showing you this. You can see that I did turn off my account here. So all it really does, and I was worried that you couldn't see the net liquidity, but I don't think that really matters at all. So if it does to you, I can hide those numbers. I have a way to do that. But anyway, there's the account right there. Let's move this back over here. Let's see here. The moral of the story is never trade when you have eggnog. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it was eggnog, but yeah. Let's see. Only rum and Coke. One of my favorite there, trader. Let's see. Malcolm, Wayne, Ed. Okay, those are for all Ed. All right, let's talk about the dotted deuce, because I know some people wanted to know that. And that's that dotted line right here. And there we go. And I think every trading, if you can pull up a chart, you should be able to make this, okay? And it is the 200 period moving average. The average type is front weighted versus simple or exponential. And it's the average of the low versus last price. Now, like I said, I think any charting package can do this. I've yet to be proved wrong on that. Now, you may not be able to find it in your package, whatever you use, but you should be able to call whoever it is, and they should be able to do it for you, or they can walk you through it. The tricky part is going to be finding, well, I don't know. It might be tricky in some folks. Some folks that they can find it, but I don't feel this is rocket science. And every charting package that I know of so far has been able to pull this off. Again, you may have to contact them and they may have to help you do it, okay? But it's very doable. And I love that. It took me several months to figure that line out, and it has become one of my most powerful moving averages that I use right there. So extremely powerful, okay? All right. Is there any questions? We're coming up on the top of the hour. So far, I'm right on schedule. I want to look at some charts. If you guys want to look at them, be glad to. We can, talk about whatever you want for about 10 minutes. Like I say, I'm right on schedule here. So that worked out pretty cool. Will you go over your Schwab? Absolutely. First, let's pull up Schwab, SCHW. So here's Schwab. First, let's look at the chart. That's the 50% retracement. And what I did was took these highs. I'm pretty sure this is what I did. Boy, did I do that wrong. Hold on here. Try that again. There we go. Took this low and went up to these highs right here. And then I took this low and went up to that low. And there's the 50% retracement. So that's going to be my first target that I'm looking for. And then we'll look for, up here, 88.90. I've got a target up there. And that's based on the weekly chart. If you look at the weekly chart over here, it's based on where price has been before. Okay. So that's my target. So now let's, I don't know, I guess I could, Schwab. Right there. I only bought one contract. I'll buy another contract if it starts to move up. And I bought the April 65s here. It was 65 days, 80 strike. Sorry, I am still getting used to using this right in here. Okay, so like I say, one contract, April, 65 days out, 80 strike. There you go. Is that what you're after, Malcolm? Pam, how do you get the green dots? Pam, do you have TC2000? If you do, I'll be glad to show you right now and show everybody, and it'll be recorded. Yes, you do? Buckle up. Here we go. All right. The first thing I want you to do, Pam, is I want you to put the 17 EMA on your chart. You've got to have a 17 EMA moving average. Again, you pick what you want to use, the 17 or 21. It doesn't make a difference, all right? You'll see mine says 21. That's because I'm working on some things with other folks. And so you see there that green line, that's the 17 or 21. You choose. All right, you've got it. All right. Now what I want you to do is that I want you to turn it off down here with this slider bar. Turn the opacity off so you can't see it. Now it's gone. It should not be on your chart. Okay, we're done there, right? So now what I want you to do is, oh boy, it's been a long time since I've done this. 1010. I want you to right click in your screen and go down to the second one, chart properties. Nope, sorry. First one, add to chart, and go to indicator, left click, and type in just type in VOLA. VOLA. And by the way, this is being recorded. And you'll see volatility stop right there. Just click on it. And then what I want you to go is go to that volatility stop, open it up, and we're going to make some adjustments. We're going to change the top number, true range period, to 10. And then we're going to change the multiplier to 0.10. We're going to change this, I don't know what that color is, to green. And we're going to change, that's the uptrend color. Downtrend color, we're going to change to red. Okay. This is the trickiest part of all right here. This is the right amount of salt and the right amount of pepper into soup that makes it taste good. See where it says data source? Click on that candle, because what that is price. You're going to click on the data source and you're going to come down here, and where your 17 is, if you use 17 or your 21, you're going to click on that. You're going to click OK, and magic just happened. Magic just happened. See there? Right there. Okay. There you go. And again, that was recorded. So anybody wants to watch that over, you can see that, okay? Options J, I bought it today. Toward the end of the day. Like the last half hour of the day. Something like that, yeah. Do you have any other questions here, Option J, on that? Does anyone else, do you have any charts we want to look at? Are there any questions that somebody asked that I missed? I don't want to miss any. I'm looking, scrolling up here. Hi, GH. What delta do you normally choose? Around 70. See, I've never done this after. Oh, there we go. We can do that. Let's come over here and, well, we'll look at there. So here's what I did with, is that Schwab? Yeah, with Schwab. There's 65. So that's around 70 for me. Right there. I'm looking, one thing okay, so somebody, go ahead and ask, why didn't I use 73? I'm going to share why I didn't use 73. I would have liked to have used 73. I would have preferred to use 73. I really would have. So why didn't I? Well, that's really simple. I'm getting to it. Hold on. Pen 2. This is only a $4,000 account, okay? So I've got to manage my money. I'm trying to double this. I have to manage my money. I want more than 2 trades on. So sometimes I can't pay or I can't justify paying the $8. So I'm trying to balance out a little bit how much money I want to spend into a position. So sometimes I have to take the lesser. Any one of those open interest, I would be perfectly happy with. And 65 Delta, I'm going to make just as much money as somebody in 73. Good Lord. You know, if the stock goes up, I'm going to make money. Somebody that bought the 73, they're going to make money, okay? So everybody can win. Yeah, works for me too, actually, yeah. During the PowerPoint, I said sometimes I stray. Yeah, I come down here sometimes. If I want, let me, here, positions. If you look at my XLV, I bought that out of the money. Let's see here, XLV trade, June. Look at that. I bought that out of the money. I mean, is anybody gonna strip me and beat me? Am I gonna get tarred and feather? Is the world coming to an end? I know that sometimes we get wrapped up on what delta we buy and we have to buy up here. No, we don't have to. You don't have to. If the chart is bullish and moves up, I'm gonna make money. It's that simple. So I had to come down here because I just could not justify those prices. So I came to out of the money. And if we look at the chart, I'm perfectly comfortable with that chart. In fact, I'm locked and loaded to add to it. I'm waiting. Come on back up. We look at this chart. This is right in my wheelhouse. Beautiful trend. That's too green. Beautiful trend. We've got a nice rally up. Here's our pullback. Low, high, higher, low. We're sitting right at the trend indicator. We're sitting at my regression line here. I'm loving that chart. We're sitting there with a little hammer yesterday, a little doji today. Man, I'm loving that chart. So I'm good with that. I'm very good with that right now, okay? Does that make sense to everyone? Because I know I get chastised. Because for anyone that's not a member, I post my buys and sells in the room live. So every time I do something that's not nailing 70, 100%, I get chastised every single time. And you know, I don't know why. I mean, but I do. So members, don't chastise me anymore. If you don't like, honestly, if you don't like that delta, go up and buy a higher delta. So there we go. Because it's fun. Okay, then let's do it. Yeah. All righty. Anything else? Please, let's not stop here. I've got another couple minutes. Hey, let me get this. I'm going to put you another link out here, 2 days. For those that are not members, copy. Let's put this in here. Use this link right here, and that will get you the 2-day pass into the room. Okay. Hello, doll. Nice chart. I like that. I like that a lot, yeah. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, I like that. Actually, if you look at the weekly here, you've got quite the kind of a wedge going on here. Nice little, really tightening up there. I like that. I'm not going to trade on the weekly. I'm guessing you're not either. So let's take a look at that daily. So here we have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low, we have a morning star. That to me is a morning star. And from there, you can see we've got a nice trend up, right? If you look right through there, see all the red? Oh, here, let's do this. There you go. See there? See the red? See how the T-line kind of bobbles around, up, down, up, next, mixed W. See how we're starting to change that trend right there? I'm liking that. So let's come over here. We could have a trend reversal going on. So right now, I like what we're looking at. I think something we need to take in account is we need to get over that downtrend line. I think we need to do that. I think when we do that, then we may, be doing all right. Then our targets are going to really be simplified, right? Those two are pretty tight. Take one off. You don't need both those. And then up here. So right now, XLE right here looks good. We need to get over that candle right, or over that line right there. Thank you, doll. Hello, Mel. Apple. I almost bought Apple today, and then I decided, well, I'll wait on Apple. Okay. So what I'm looking for is if Apple starts to move up, then I'm going to be a buyer of it. And that just reminded me. Is it AAPU? Yeah. Here's another way to buy Apple that maybe is a little less expensive for those that are looking for a little less. Is AAPU. Just shout that out there. So Apple, we've got a low, high. We've come back down. It looks like we put in some good support. And honestly, above that line right there would show the bulls are really stepping in, and I would be pretty comfortable with that. Like I said, I'm looking to buy some Apple myself, and above that line would be really nice. I think I would like that. So that's what I'm looking for on Apple. HS, PLTR. Share something with me, HS. We'll come back to this. I want you to ask me a question on this one, okay? And then let me know if you're in it, because it makes a difference. So please ask the question and let me know if you're already in it, all right? Mitchell, with a PBO, is there a range that you may, that may be too far? Let's see here. ON. That's not a PBO. That's not a PBO. I was about to say something quite bad. That's not a PBO. That's suck it up, buddy. You're about to die. Yeah. So let's go back to your question, PBO. Is there a range that may be too far on versus? Yeah, that's not a PBO. Let's go look at OKLO. That's a PBO right there. So a PBO is just a pullback opportunity. I'm a short-term swing trader. I'm not going to take a nosedive on a stock that's tanking. Okay, that's not a PBO. This is. If you look at this right here, that's a PBO. Now, I mean, could this slide down more? Of course it could. But now we're going to start watching from here, start watching for the buy. Is this a PBO? Yes. Is this a PBO? Yes. See, we went up and see we pull back to right there. That's what a PBO is. MDT is a PBO. Here we're up. There's your buy area. Slight pullback. DKNG. That's not a PBO. One more. Stein. See how we rallied up? Pullback opportunity. Rallied up. Pullback opportunity. Okay, that's what a PBO is. Rob, IBM for a long. IBM. Yes, that's a PBO right there. So this is what I would call a gap and trap. And I'm going to put the 3 EMA up here. And I use the high. There we go. Whoops. Forgot to turn it on. There we are. So this is a gap and trap. See how we gap and then let price wander. We don't care. Let it wander. And now we get into that trap. And this is where one of the scans I have from Ed there, live trading alerts, where, and I showed it to you on my PowerPoint, a gap and trap. And there you are right there. That's a perfect gap and trap. So that's where I would start looking to buy also on the breakout of that blue line, or in this case, you could use those highs in there as well. That's a great looking gap and trap right now. So here's what we have. We've got earnings that were good, or at least we don't care if they're good. The market looked favorably on IBM here, right? And then here it just kind of ran around down, and now we're in the pocket right now. So I think that's perfect gap and trap. Bob, CPNG, man, we've been following that one a while. Yeah, see, that's a nice 3/8 trap right there. I'm going to get rid of everything. Look at that beautiful move. Oh, I really like this chart. I'm going to get rid of the blue. Can you see why I don't like to have that line on there? It's just absolutely insane. I'm too old for that kind of drama. Look at this. Look at this trend reversal. Look at that downtrend. Look at that uptrend. Beautiful. Look how that thing rallied up, came down. Buyers bought it right there at the trend indicator, popped it up, and now we're in a 3/8 trap right now. Look at that volume. Thank you. I'm actually gonna not only flag that one, CPNG. Thank you very much. That is a beautiful, beautiful chart, Bob. Yeah. Liv, hi. Thoughts on HE? Nice pop. So there's our low today. I'm going to put the buy box anywhere in this area is a buy for me. I'm even going to raise that up higher. I'm going to wait for the setup. So what's the setup? We've actually got the majority of it now. So honestly, and I share it this way a lot of times, I want to see you buy it. True story. I want to see buyers. So I want to see you buy it. And then what I'm going to do is tuck myself in right behind you. You know, it's kind of like those ducks, geese, right? You know, they fly in that V formation. These guys up here are doing the work. Everybody back here is just kind of strolling along. I'm going to stroll along. And that's what I want to see. So I want to see buyers, right? And then I want to be a buyer. Let's change this completely. There we go. I'm going to be a buyer when we start to break out right there. That's what I'm going to look for. Another way to look for this is if you miss it. What if you miss it and we just rally up? Not to worry, it'll pull back. That's why I said this is the buy box. It would be nothing for this to jam up, get above that 50 period moving average, or 200, excuse me, and pull back. And then we're going to look for those buyers. Again, I'm going to wait for you, the leader duck, to buy that. Okay? Nice chart, by the way. Let's look at the weekly on this. Look at that. Look at that consolidation there. Possible upside on this is tremendous. Look at fill that gap right there down. 200%. Huh. That is tremendous. Nice. Let's see here. Like to know. AVGO might do a pop out of the box, maybe. Yeah, might do that, but you've got a world of problems up here. So yeah, that might be a pop out of the box, goody gumdrops, but we've got to deal with this up here. So I mean, here, let's do it this way. Watch this. You're going to have to deal with that, right? So if it's a pop out of the box, you've got a whopping, which maybe that's plenty money, a whopping 6%, and then you're going to run into a wall here, and you're going to do that for 6%. What I would suggest is give up the 6%, Wait till it breaks out and then put the trade on, because you don't know. I'm afraid you don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. If it pops out, the market was to go to trash. Boom, 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 boom. You could get caught in a gap down. You get caught in all kinds of things. So I say, I don't know. That's worth 6%. Okay. Mel, Apple is partnering with Baba. Okay. Thanks for that info. Yeah, thank you. Let's see, we did that one. If you're not a member of HRC, oh, there we go, thanks. Play. Whoops. There we go. You're going to have to ask me the question on play. Tell me what you're looking at, long, short. All I need is long or short. Also, are you already in it? Please. I have my reasons for doing that, okay? MO, that's a buy every which way from Sunday. Look at that trend reversal. What a great chart pattern. Breaking out over the 50 period moving average. That's a buy. Yes, indeed. Let's see. John, TPR. I know some people that bought that this afternoon. Yeah, that's a PBO. That's a 3/8 trap. That's a nice chart. I know several people who bought that today. So, yeah, I mean, that's a long trade right now. Right now, for me, stop would be below the T line. Yeah, that's a great gap and trap. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Liv. Thank you. I don't know what the ticker there is, Malcolm. Is it? Yeah, I don't know what the ticker is. BBY, that's a buy. Yeah, BBY is a buy. Let's take a look at this chart. Look at that trend change right there. Look at that. Let's go back to that MO. Look at that trend change. See, this is what we want. And then you want to find a buying opportunity when this happens. So now we want to find a buying opportunity. That's a beautiful chart. Kevin, FHN is a buy. Look at that. That's a buy. Beautiful. We rally up. That's a nice PBO in there. We rally up. We pull back. A great buy here. Also a buy on that breakout. Beautiful chart. Absolutely beautiful. PCG. Is that it there? Okay, thanks. This is a pinball setup. That's a nice pinball setup. It's not exactly 8% to the 34, but that's a pinball setup. Thank you very much, Malcolm. PCG. Thank you. This has got buy material written all over it. We have a low, a high, a higher low. You can wait for the breakout or you can be early. Me, I'm all about being early because I know on a pinball setup, my stop will be if we close below the T line. No questions asked. I don't care how tight it is. I really don't care. Make no mistake, this is in a downtrend. All we're doing is looking for a relief rally. So I want this to start working pretty quick. Nice chart. All right. Well, look at ABBV and then we're done. ABBV, that is a buy. Look at that. 3/8 trap, gap up, gap and trap, rock and roll. That's a beautiful chart. Actually, I already have that one flagged. ABBV. Easy charts. And they're easy on the scanner too. It's easy on the eye. See, there's ABBV. Here's OSK. Look at that. Boom. Nice. Team. I don't know what team looks like. Team Gap Trap. SNDX. Gap Trap. It just, like I said, I just, everybody should have the scanner. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much. Oh, and Malcolm, thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate it very, very, very much. We'll see you guys all tomorrow morning in the trading room, and I will get this recorder rendered and out. All right, thanks a lot, because it's fun. That's right. Thank you, everyone.